Welcome to our next Better Together video. I'm very glad you clicked the link. This video focuses on a sampling of initiatives that SIOP engages in to support and elevate IO practice and IO practitioners, be it members that work internally, members working in consulting organizations, or practice on their own. And I have a fantastic guest with me today. Welcome, Tracy Kantrowitz. Tracy is your SIOP Professional Practices Officer. Welcome, Tracy.
Thank you, Stephen. I'm so pleased to be here. I always love to talk about SIOP and IO practice.
Awesome. And I even got a haircut for the occasion. So I'm very excited about that. Debuting my first short haircut since COVID.
Very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the support. All right. So I'd like to, as you know, I want to talk to you about what SIOP does to advance practice, but I want to make it maybe a little extra fun. So let's make it into a bit of a game. I'll ask you a question. Then you have just 30 seconds to answer the question. And that moves fast. Plus, we won't edit the video when done because I don't really know how. So are you ready to play? What does SIOP do to advance practice?
I think so. I'm kind of simultaneously terrified and excited. So thank you for that.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I got my little timer all set and I'll even kind of hold it up in the corner, but I'll let you know when you pass it because I'll make the most annoying sound in the world.
Perfect.
All right, here we go. What resources does SIOP make? And this is a big one. So if you go over on this one, it's okay. What resources does SIOP make available to its members to advance practice?
All right. Well, we know that SIOP has IO in its name, but we know that the real innovation happens out there in the wild in the organizations you all work in. I'll cite a couple of things, though. In the past couple of years, the SIOP Learning Resources for Practitioners Committee has stood up what have become known as resource centers, or curated or rapidly developed science-based summaries on evolving and important topics facing us as practitioners, including a Working Through COVID Resource Center and a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Resource Center. These are just-in-time resources that offer the latest guidance from our members and are out there for your use.
Okay, that was good. That's 42 seconds. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, that was a lot you talked about. Yeah, I mean, these resource centers they're fabulous. All right, so kind of another resource of sorts is I'd love to hear about what mentoring opportunities are available for those in practice.
Gotcha. Well, we know that innovating in IO practice means fostering the next generation of IO practitioners. The SIOP Career and Professional Development Committee does just that. We have a variety of programs, including mentoring in the Early Career Practitioner Consortium for our early career members. We have speed benchmarking and career growth events for our mid-career members. And we have the Advanced Practitioner Development Seminar for our seasoned practitioners.
That's great. That's perfect. You nailed it. All right. Yeah, I mean, these mentoring programs, I didn't know about them. Oh, you see my little cat in the corner there. Obviously, I function more in the academic world. And when I was hearing about these, I was just blown away. I mean, they're amazing that these things are available to folks. All right. So why should those with practice interests attend SIOP and the LEC?
Well, our annual conference and the LEC, as we know, are the premier learning and networking opportunities for IOs. This is where the innovations in practice are in the spotlight, both for our members who can present on challenging projects, and also for the attendees to learn from those in the trenches that have really come out of those projects with some interesting insights and innovations.
Love it. Win again. Perfect. This is easy. You're on a roll.
Easy, no biggie.
All right. So I know that SIOP and you really, I mean, you're constantly monitoring organizations like APA and the Association of State and Provincial Psychology Boards for topics that impact our members. Can you say a little bit more about this?
Sure. Yeah, that's definitely an area of focus. We know that within IO, we're a tiny portion of the overall domain of psychology. And in associations like APA and ASPPB, these groups are dominated by clinical and counseling psychologists. So the licensure, certification, and credentialing committee exists to support IO and conversations with these groups. To make sure that IO isn't forgotten, right? So we attend meetings and we stay plugged into the changing landscape of licensure to advocate for IO.
Love it. Love it. And since I forgot to put on the timer, you get a point for that one as well.
Awesome. Excellent.
All right. So speaking of monitoring, see anything troubling on HBO lately?
Yes. Well, there are times when IO psychology happens to intersect with the public, and we did see that play out recently with the HBO Max documentary called Persona. We, in anticipation of that documentary, we developed a plan to prepare a response from practitioners and researchers who are close to the use of evidence-based personality assessment in practice. And we swiftly posted a response to the documentary on our website. We also worked with APA to craft a letter that cited several inaccuracies portrayed in the film.
Yeah, no, that's great. Another point for you. You know what you win for if you get all these points is like just nothing, but it's just a satisfaction. Okay. It's the intrinsic. It's all intrinsic rewards.
Very gratifying.
Yes. Sure. Okay, so you provide a lot of information. So I want you to kind of, now that the competition portion of our interview is done, and you won. So what are some additional things you can think of that members might want to know when it comes to SIOP in practice?
Sure. Well, I'll say that the SIOP awards and fellowship programs are there to support innovations in practice. Every year, members have the opportunity to nominate others or even themselves for innovative work in IO practice. It so happens that fellowship nominations will open very soon. So please do consider and take a moment to think about who among your colleagues are standouts in IO practice. Sometimes just that gentle nudge to a colleague to encourage a nomination is, as a compliment in and of itself, and it really helps foster the community of practice within SIOP. And one of the last things I'll say is, I think something that's unwritten, it's not a tangible resource that we offer, but one of the best ways that SIOP advances practice is through the connections and the community within SIOP. This is one of the consistently cited benefits of SIOP membership, is really the chance to meet other IO professionals and forge those connections. The people that we meet by volunteering with the committee or attending the conference or taking part and taking advantage of the SIOP member benefits, they go on to become career-long colleagues, where they're there to call on for support or business opportunities or knowledge sharing. So really, that's at the end of the day how we advance IO practice as a community.
I love that. I think that's spot on. I mean, there's not that many IO psychologists in the world. And, SIOP really brings us together. The other thing is, I think that's so unique about us is that we have both academics and practitioners under the same roof. Mm-hmm. And each community benefits from the other. And I think community is the key word. I mean, every time you go to a SIOP conference, you come back with 5 new people that you've connected with who are kind of in your sphere. I mean, that's like such a win, because you're right. I mean, like, these people do stay in your network, forever. Mm-hmm. Well, Tracy, big thanks to you. But more importantly, thank you for all your tremendous service to our field and to practice. Really appreciate you and all your efforts.
Thank you, Stephen. It was a great opportunity to connect and highlight some of these initiatives, and I feel like I can take a breather now that the timer is off. So,
I know. Awesome. Well, thank you. And thank you all for watching. We'll definitely talk to you in August. Thank you, everyone.